Hi, can I have everybody's attention? Sorry, give me 1 second, just 1 second. This organization is all about winning, okay? We want to win in this organization. So yeah, sometimes we can talk outside about rebuilding and young players and all of that. That has been no excuse for us not to win. Sports is all about winning. It's that simple. And nothing else, zero, nothing else. When you win on the court, you win off the court, and as you do that, you bring people along. You bring people along with you. So I want all of us to have that respect for each other here. And that respect is playing as a team and winning. Winning.
Just 4 regular season games remain for the Raptors, and tonight they welcome the Red Hot Hawks to town after Kyle Lowry and the Heat brought their 5-game winning streak to an end on Monday night. They will look to get back on track in front of their fans tonight. So the Raptors could clinch their spot in the playoffs with a win and a loss by the Cavaliers, who are in Orlando tonight. A Raptors win would also eliminate the Hawks' pursuit of a top 6 finish in the East.
Okay, man, lock in, man. We got business to take care of. Need everybody to do it. 1 on 3. 1, 2, 3.
If you really look at it objectively, it's been a phenomenal season. So what, everybody thought the Raptors would be at about 36 and a half games, right? Sitting at 45. Not bad, especially when you consider Pascal Siakam didn't come in until November. Fred's been dealing with things, with injuries. OG Anunoby's missed a significant amount of games. Literally everybody. Kem Birch has not been himself all season. Everybody's been on that list.
But that's also the one thing that at the beginning of the season, people didn't know how far we'd go because they didn't know if we would figure it out. And I think we did a good job figuring that out. And the coaching staff did a good job telling us, what they were aiming for and what we needed to do. And everybody bought in. And, those are the result of, 2-3 months of figuring out what and who needed to do what in this team.
And when you could survive all that and still get to 45 games, and here's the thing, some of your games in that 45 have been really, really good. You've got a great record against the top teams in the league. Your defense can be elite at times, and that's the key, is getting, and part of that's bodies, right? But when you get everybody together, your defense is as good as anybody's. And we're seeing the emergence of some players that, like a Pascal Siakam, that's just off the charts.
Pascal, the spin, Capella, put him on your ballot. Shua with the thunder slam. Trent Jr. connects. Needed that.
We had great performances around the board. Guys stepped up and played well, and that's the growth of this team. Is I can have an off night and still get a win, and that's the testament of a playoff team.
Boucher, free, rattles it in. Boucher!
Every year that I've been here, they always seeded us lower than what we thought we could be, and it just made us, work harder. I feel like we all knew what we were capable of doing, and obviously we didn't. Last year we thought we would be all right too, and we had, COVID hit us, and we could have been a run too. So I never seen it like it was a squash every year. So this year, I think when I saw the talent that we had, it was just about putting all the pieces together, really.
Van Vliet behind the back, and Barnes scoops it up. He's gonna fire. Scotty B! Siakam, intense. Fred, three. Yes! Scotty with the iron. And the Toronto Raptors clinch a postseason berth. For the 8th time in the last 9 seasons, the Toronto Raptors are headed to the playoffs.
being here in this position is good. You know, we did what we set out to do in the regular season, which was have a good regular season, and obviously we still got 3 more games left, but get us a spot where we feel like we belong, and you know, now it's time to go see what we can do.
One more. Way to kill. I'm still shooting the ball. Good job. I think you got yourself in the playoffs. Way to go. Woo! First playoffs. 5. Get the 5. Still going. Raps. 1, 2, 3. Raps.
I don't care whether people say we're outside America or whatever. I can care less. We won here, and I'm telling you that I believe in all the guys that come here that we can win.
The Raptors have clinched a playoff spot. They're building Jurassic Park outside Scotiabank Arena, and they're getting geared up for that first round, in large part that 12-3 record over the last 15 thanks to Mr. Pascal Siakam, All-NBA. But nostalgia reigns once again with Danny Green in the building, and you know what that means. We finally reached ring night.
Well, I was chatting with Danny in the hallway, and we had a good chat. He's just a wonderful person, most importantly. He's a first-class guy, and he did a great job here in Toronto the year he played. He's been really well coached in his career. He's super smart. He knows what has to be done, and he's in the right place at the right time to do it. Give me guys that I can count on every night, that are consistent, that are professional. And Danny Green's that guy.
Fans, would you please direct your attention to the video board for a very special presentation.
You still have championship residue here, right? You still got guys that have been involved in championship, that have played together growing up through the G League, into this league, into a championship. And those guys bring, and you know, you're talking about Pascal Siakam, we're talking about Fred VanVleet, OG Anunoby. Those guys bring a different level to this team. And Nick Nurse is a championship coach. So anybody coming in is expected to play and act and deliver at a certain level. And I think that makes a huge difference. And the chemistry is solid. I mean, these guys enjoy playing together. They play the game the right way together.
Here's Achua. And then Young gets it back. Here's Trent Jr. It worked out perfectly. Just the way you draw it up. Barnes. Here's Flynn, the three. Good. And the foul. Pascal backing in, spins back, finishes.
A player like Pascal Siakam, like he had a significant injury and surgery, and it takes a long time to come back from that. Everyone says, well, you're clear and ready to go, you should be 100% the way you were, but it takes time, and I think we've seen him sort of return to his all-star playing performances now, and similar with other players too. Like we've seen Fred VanVleet have some issues with injuries, but when he's on the floor, the team is so much better.
And taken away by the veteran. Siakam. Oh, how sweet it is.
Raptors would not be in a position they're in to be a play-in or a playoff team if not for Fred VanVleet. I mean, with the way the season started, with Pascal being out, the number of injuries, Fred really had to hold the fort. It was exhausting. You lead the team in minutes, have to score, have to finish games, can't get a rest. You got to be on the floor. And he did it over and over and over. And all that did was allow the Raptors to stay where they have to stay. Think about it. What if they go to 12 games below 500? Now all of a sudden guys come back, it's an uphill battle. That never happened, right? Fred kept them afloat. At the same time, he taught guys how to play. And he learned how to play with the guys. I mean, people forget how hard it was for Fred. You had all these new guys and young guys and different guys, and you got to make it all work. So, I thought what he did does not get talked about enough. Yeah, he's an all-star. No doubt about that. But he held this whole thing together at the most critical time.
Embiid over Thaddeus Young, and that shot doesn't go. Here's Ujiri quickly into the front court, and a transition three from Precious Ujiri, because you had that down in training camp.
My role on the team is continue to grow, and this year was probably the biggest jump of that, obviously, with Kyle leaving and kind of there being a void there to fill. So just wanted to step into that as much as possible and have the opportunity to grow and to fail and to succeed and to go through all the ups and downs that and the challenges that it brings. And I've had a lot of fun this year in that role.
Pascal finds Trent Jr. sidestep. Here's a three, and it is right on time and target.
Guys are worried about, hey, my minutes, my shots, this and that. Well, hey, how come he's playing more? You're not going to be successful, right? You really don't see any of that here. And like I said, Nick Nurse will sit the best players down if they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, right? And if your best player accepts that, everybody else is going to accept that. Well, Pascal accepts that, Fred accepts that, OG accepts that, go down the list. They all do whatever it takes. They take the criticism, they take whatever they have to take to be better. So it makes, and it's not, that's not normal around the league. Look at all the teams that year in, year out, it's not there. Or teams with great expectation, they flop, they don't deliver because they don't have them.
1 or 2 minutes ago, Pascal with Embiid in the middle of the floor. His speed, now you see me, now you don't. Harden with Ujiri on him, 1:35 to go. Harden loses it. Siakam lead pass Scotty. Here's Barnes. Throw down. Scotty B stares you down, and then he finishes. If this is a playoff preview. Here's Siakam spinning over Harris. Rebound, put back, and the foul. Big time. And the Raptors are going to take it. 119-114. And you know why Philly's concerned. Pascal Siakam. He's ready.
No man.
Game number 82 for the Raptors and the New York Knicks from the world's most famous arena.
Last game of my regular season, rookie season. Know the vibes. And out with a bang. Stop it.
The Raptors are in the postseason for the 8th time over the last 9 seasons. It's going to be Philadelphia or Boston, and all that will be decided over the course of the next 3 hours.
Hey man, only Gary, bro. I don't know how this ball
dripping, bro. Rick Owens,
Gothic vibe, bro.
I used to do all that.
It's Gothic vibes.
I used to do all that. I used to do all that.
No. And it's Rick, right? Yes, sir. I know. As soon as you walk in.
I was gonna get those same pants.
I went there and went crazy.
I was actually gonna get those same pants. It's crazy.
It's the biggest store in the world.
I was gonna get those same pants.
When I watch this group, it's a brotherhood. There's a connection, there's a bond. And it all starts with your best players because they're such good people. I mean, when you look at Fred VanVleet, Pascal Siakam, OG Anunoby, these are guys that have had accomplished careers to this point and are continuing to grow. They've been around winning. They know what winning is. They know what the standard of excellence looks like, and they demand it of themselves, and they demand it of their teammates.
We need this, and if you don't understand why, just take the word for it.
Let's go out there, be professional, play hard, let's get another win.
1 on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Get up, up.
I said
put ball pressure every single time. Keep getting deflections. Run in transition. It's the easiest way to score in the game every single time.
Secret of basketball, getting guys that are committed to the group, committed to the common goal of winning games and winning a championship. All great teams have that, and the consistency of the management, consistency of the coaching staff is critical to all that. You don't want to keep changing things. When you have good people doing good things, keep it going.
They've formed some kind of identity. It's a little quirky and a little different, but it's a hard playing, competitive identity, and they found a way to grind out enough wins to get them in this situation. So, you know, I don't think they were picked to be here. So that's always a good accomplishment.
I said this a week ago, so next week when they say that, you feel me? I've been told you.
Like I said, I always sit there and think about it to myself, like, dang, it's crazy how this is just happening. Not a day goes by where I'm so thankful for it. Everything that happened is just like a true blessing. I'm so happy I got drafted by this organization with this team, being able to allow me to be the player who I am, embrace me for who I am. It's just blessings all around.
One of the best rookies in the NBA. Make the case, certainly. He should be Rookie of the Year. Led the Raptors in offensive rebounds, top 5 in all rookie categories. And here's a look underneath in Birch, and he's got great vision.
When I watch how well Scotty Barnes has played this year and how he's developed, I think a big part of it is, you know, what happens to Scotty Barnes if he gets drafted by Sacramento or one of those teams? You know, I mean, we've seen this happen so many times where guys just don't develop to the best of their ability. I think that's part of why this team and this organization is really, really good, because they develop guys. There's a high standard. There's accountability. You know, there's no free lunches. You got to work your tail off.
Everybody's pretty much having career years. We're all succeeding in our roles and just young and competing and having fun without the pressure or expectations. Like, there's really was no pressure on the team coming into this year, and that's a good place to be, and it makes it easier to grow.
We gotta bring that straight to home energy, man. No excuses. No excuses. Let's go. 1 on 3. 1, 2, 3.
I think most importantly, we wanted it to be a competitive season, and I think we talked about it like every single night we had a chance to win. We were going to win some we shouldn't, and we were going to lose some we shouldn't too, but I think we just wanted to keep it going. We've been extremely competitive this year. We've won some big games, and we've lost some games. Maybe we didn't think we would, but we've been in every game, and we've shown some fight, so I think from that standpoint, for sure.
I think this is kind of like a new foundation being laid, and some really good stuff happening. So it's been just a phenomenal year.
In many people's eyes, they've exceeded expectations, but if you were to go into that locker room and ask the team, they would have said, no, this is what we're capable of doing, and we're not done yet.
OG operating on the inside. Thad Young to the cutting barn, slam dunk. The regular season is going to wrap up here in New York, and the postseason will begin next Saturday for the Toronto Raptors.
Playoffs, though, y'all.
The city of brotherly love awaits The Toronto Raptors headed to the postseason once again.
Feels good to get to the playoffs. I think me, Fred, Pascal, OG, and just on what it is to play winning basketball, and it feels good to be back, you know.
At the end of the day, the regular season don't matter. It's about what you do in playoffs, so I think all of us are looking forward to it.
Our goal always for me was to make sure we got in a series. Right, I just think it's super important for our guys to experience the intensity, the adjustments, the spotlight.
When the playoff comes, it's just you get the chance to restart it over again and focus on what every important play to win. And
the playoffs is a completely different season, so I'm excited about it. I'm happy that we're in. This team has the potential to do it.
Winning, winning, winning is what makes you relevant. It's what makes you get paid. It's what makes you happy. It's why you play sports, to compete, to be the best. And we're going to be the best in this organization. I can guarantee you guys that we will be the best. And selfishness will not work. It will not work here. We have to do it for each other.
Control the angle on every play. With Bell 5G and TSN 5G View, you can zoom in or out, rotate around the action, and replay live. Powered by Bell 5G.